Hello everyone. I'm here to show a junk style journal that I've made for Mary Olmos in the cash swap group through Irene's channel, Seriously Scrapping. I'll put all the information below anyhow. So this was an open choice, and this is what I've done. So it's the first junk type journal I've done, and it did take me longer than I expected. Anyhow, the idea that I had was I had bought some cards with these really nice Australian bird and animal photos on them for $1, and I'd been sort of toying with a few ideas of how to incorporate them into a journal. So this is what I ended up with. Yeah, so they're a 5x7 card, and really nice photography. So I have bound it together just with elastic. So you can see that there. So there's 5 signatures, I think, or were there 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 signatures. So this is the first signature, so that's the card, and where's the other side of it? So there's one signature there. If you can see that's so anything in here can be removed, like so. Oops, that's maybe not such a good idea. But anyhow, yeah, so they're virtually tied in with elastic. So that's the first page. I'd been having some trouble with my printer, and I did intend to put in some of my photos, and then after I'd been fiddling around, I actually found some photos that I have had made into cards, that I've made into cards ages ago. So this is one of my photos, which is in the local area that I live in. It's just a man-made lake, but quite nice scenery. So that's in there. Oh, what have I done here? Oh, yeah. So that's the back of the bird. That's another photo, whoops, which is sort of in a different direction to the lake, but in this area that I live in, Blue Mountains area. So it's a big rock cave, and almost looks like an elephant's trunk there. And that's one of my nephews standing there. There's another one of the bought cards, kangaroo or wallaby. It does look a bit like a wallaby, but anyhow, one or the other. It's another one of my photo cards, and this is just like an insert with the emperor penguins from Antarctica, obviously. Red kangaroos in the sunset. And then that all just folds back. This came from a calendar. So I've got the koalas, a tree frog, and a seal, fur seal, I think it is. And that's on the other side there. It's a parrotfish, the emus and the kangaroos again. So I've just clipped those on with a paper clip. And there's a bigger picture of the parrotfish, and there's my dog barking, of course. So these are just clipped in with paper clips so Mary can do something else with them if she wants to, or leave them in there, whatever. That's a photo that I took at my brother's house, and they're his Aussie hats. This is just a little, just some paper with an Australian sort of homestead, and cobber in Australian means friend or mate. So I've clipped those on there. It's another one of my photos in the local area. That was quite late in the day, like a red sunset. There's an owl. I forget what type of owl that is, but anyhow, he's an Aussie owl. Another one of my photos. That's probably about, I don't know, 10 miles away from where I live. G'day, mate. Very Aussie. This is another one of my photos that was taken further west, about 3 hours west of where I live. My niece, one of my nieces, lives in this town, and that's just an old bridge which is quite picturesque. And the Waratah, which is the floral emblem of New South Wales, the state I live in. Some Australian homesteads. And this is a photo that I've been trying to remember where I took that photo. It's really just sort of I just love the patterns in the rocks, and there's a bit of water. I'm fairly sure it was in my local area. And these local area again. This looks into the Hartley Valley, which is the valley I grew up in. And that's another one. That's a lookout, a local lookout that is very picturesque. Some Aussie emus and the tree frog. They're so cool, those frogs. Don't get those in my area, but in further north, like in Queensland, in the warmer areas, they tend to hang out, or in my state, but further north, a lot further north. I've just made a little pocket there with a couple of tags in there, and another Aussie saying, "She'll be right." Actually, my youngest brother often says that. She'll be right. Some rainbow lorikeets. This is a photo that I took down near where my son lives. So that's in a different state, and that is a coastal location. These beautiful rocks. It's called Salmon Rocks, that area. Sorry about my dog. I've clipped a couple of things in there, a little thing from the post office, and a tag that I've made from the Australian afternoon tea, like the packet, the box that they're packed in. Another photo of mine, so that is the western end of the Blue Mountains, and this is actually that's Megalong Valley, I think. I was going to say that was Hartley Valley, but I think that's a different valley. So it's quite a high point here, and looking down into the valley. Another picture of the first seal from a calendar. Whoops, if you can see that there. Black swan, that's a photo I took. I think that was taken in the town where my niece lives. Yep. And there's a wombat, heaps of wombats, although they do they do get a disease which is having a bit of an impact on them. Shush! Another little pocket that I made and some tags in there. This picture I got out of a magazine. Just some kids with a dog and a kangaroo. That's obviously a pet kangaroo, that one. The wild ones certainly wouldn't come up like that. And I made the clip, put a kangaroo on that clip. Yeah. That's another paper clip that I've made, and another Aussie saying, a stamped saying, how's it going? Which could be any country really. Although it is a sort of a greeting in Australia, like people all, how's it going, mate? That's kind of, you know, it is quite an Aussie greeting. Don't know whether they really want to know how you're going, but it's just sort of a way of saying hello. And then I've just included some note paper in the back here. I had originally had some throughout the journal, but changed my mind, and this is recycled paper that's been made out of recycled milk cartons. So, and paperclip that I made. Oh yeah, the cover I made with, what did I make it with? I think it was recycled cardboard. And I've covered it with green and gold tissue paper, which are the colours of Australia. And yeah, that's the back, fairly plain. I might actually add a bit of stamping or something to that. It sort of, and I stenciled the word and coloured the cardboard in with some pan pastels. I've only got a couple of those, but I used that there. Yeah, and this is a napkin with the Aussie flag on it for the inside. I did have it on the outside as well at one stage, but it just sort of, I don't know, didn't kind of work that well. So I decided on the green and gold. And yeah, that's about it. So I've just got it held together with some elastic, and I'll include a few extra little things that can be a surprise for Mary. And yeah, I really enjoyed making it. It did take quite a bit longer than I thought, although I have had some other things. I was doing some other swaps as well. So there you go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye for now. Bye-bye.